So let me ask you, have you failed today? Yes, I actually want to know if you failed today, because you know what that tells me about you? Whether you're trying or not trying, whether you're creating change or not creating change, whether you're going for your dreams, whether you're going for your goals. Because the reality is that if you want to be successful in life, you have to change your perspective about failure. And anyone that's created anything meaningful, whether it's a business, whether it's a scientific breakthrough, or whatever it is, they'll tell you that they failed hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. And I'm not saying you have to fail to be successful, right? You might get lucky and get on the first time. I hope so, right? But the reality is that it's embracing failure. That's just part of the journey. Anything that you've been good at, it took failure. It took trying over and over again till you find out what works. And if you keep failing on the same thing, like you might know someone that keeps talking to you about like something that they fail at constantly, whether it's, a job or career or something that they try to do over and over again, but they keep doing the same thing over and over again, then there's a problem with failure. Because that means that they're not actually taking the time to reflect on what created that failure. And I know they say Edison, with the light bulb 1,000 times or whatever it is, but the reality is that most entrepreneurs will tell you the same thing, that they had to fail a bunch of times to figure out what works. But what's the difference between them is that one, they didn't personalize failure. A lot of people do this. So they fail and they think, okay, I'm a failure. And it's not about you being a failure. It's that's just part of growth, right? So they identify with it. And when you identify with it, you can't actually move forward to actually create anything. Because then you're saying that's what you are. That's not what you are. That's just part of the experience of growing. That's part of the experience of learning. So when you can view it from that perspective is then once you fail, say, okay, what could I have done different? And then gamify it. A lot of things in my life I try to gamify. So it's like, okay, I try to fail as much as possible, as quickly as possible whenever I launch a new business. Why? Because the more I'm failing, that means the more things I'm trying, the better I know. So, and I know it sounds ridiculous in some ways, but that's the reality of it. And I usually say, I fail quickly, because if I fail quickly, I can quickly modify, I can quickly change. But if I'm not trying, then I'm not learning anything. So again, I'm not saying that you should fail to be successful and that you have to. Like, I wish you the best of luck in every venture. I wish that you hit the jackpot every single time. But the reality is that you also have to be ready to accept if it doesn't happen, and be ready to say, this is not part of who I am. It's just part of my experience to give me this gift to learn. And I'm willing to embrace that gift so I can actually reach my potential. And I'm willing to reflect on the lessons that it's trying to give me and then incorporate them so I can make the changes I need to actually create the success I want. All right. Many blessings. Thank you. I hope that helps.